Welcome to the Making College Affordable podcast with me, Jason Fleury, certified financial planner professional and college planning specialist. I'm about to show you the inside secrets colleges don't want you to know and help you become a more educated consumer when it comes to paying for college. I believe you should enjoy the journey of allowing your kids to pursue their dreams without having to sacrifice yours. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you how to do. So let's get started. Hello, and welcome to episode number 25 of the Making College Affordable podcast. I'm Jason Fleury, and I want to thank you for choosing to spend a few minutes with me today as I share with you some of the game-changing experiences and expertise that I've learned over the past 20 plus years as a certified financial planner professional and college planning specialist. Today I'm going to be focused on a topic that I get a lot of questions about, and that's how many times should I take the SAT or the ACT? So I'm going to spend the next few minutes answering those questions about how much is too much and how to know if you've done enough. If I had to categorize these questions into three main areas, they kind of boil down to these topics here. When should I take the SAT or ACT? How often should I take it? And are my current scores good enough so that I don't have to take it again? Well, I'll address each of these here for you in case you have some of the same questions. So let's start with that first one. When should you take the SAT or ACT? Well, it used to be that taking standardized tests were just one more thing you did when planning for college. There wasn't the same level of focus and intensity then as there is now on making the right score to win those big scholarships or to get into the colleges of your dreams. But over the past 10 to 15 years, we've seen that landscape become much more competitive. And that's due in part to the sheer number of students that are coming through the ranks and applying for college. The college demand is much greater than the college supply, and colleges know it. So with more prospects than seats to fill at most colleges, admission offices can be picky. Good grades alone are not enough to ensure success anymore. Now you need good grades and rigor and good activities and good recommendations and strong character traits and, of course, good test scores. High schools can vary in their levels of competitiveness, and every person's situation and background are different. So activities, recommendations, and even character development can also be very subjective too. What isn't subjective, though, are standardized test scores. After all, they're standardized for a reason, right? Ideally, the best time to begin taking the SAT or ACT is in the second half of the sophomore year of high school, or any time during the junior year. Once your students have taken the math that's covered on the SAT or ACT, they're usually ready to have a go at it. Give them a couple of practice tests and then sign up for the real thing whenever it makes sense for them. This first crack at everything will give you a baseline number to work with and show you which areas need attention in order to improve their future results. It usually takes 2 to 3 weeks to get your results back, and you'll likely need a little time in between test efforts to prep for the next time. The main thing to remember here is that you want to have all of your test results back before you begin applying for college in the early part of your student's senior year of high school. Having a complete package for the colleges to review early in the admission cycle can definitely increase your chances of success. If you haven't completed everything by the time school starts back for your student's senior year, have them complete the SAT or ACT as soon as possible. You'll indicate on the admission application whether or not they'll be taking it again, and if the answer is yes, it tells the college that more information is on the way. That can create delays in getting your applications approved, but if it's your only option, try to wrap things up and get the colleges everything they need to accept your student as soon as possible. Now let's go to the second area. How often should I take the SAT or ACT? Well, most students take their SAT or ACT, or sometimes both, at least twice. You can take it as many times as you'd like, but once you get past maybe 3 or 4 times, it begins to look a little squirrely to the colleges. Plus, unless something meaningful changed from one test effort to another, you reach a point where taking it again just doesn't provide any additional hope for improvement. From my experience, that's usually around 3 times for most students. If you're close to reaching a new threshold and qualifying for a higher level of scholarship, then definitely try again and prep like crazy to improve your chances of success. I found that it's way easier to answer why you took the SAT or ACT so many times than it is to settle for less than what you deserve because you were worried the college might look at you sideways with another test score. Merit scholarships are often linear in the sense that if you hit the numbers, you win the prize. They don't put restrictions on how many times you can or can't take the SAT or ACT in order to win. So take it as many times as you need, but don't waste your time and money if you see that things are beginning to level off. That's probably about as good as your student's going to do. So just accept it and shift your focus to making sure the rest of his or her application is solid. All right, now let's look at that third category. Are my test scores good enough that I don't have to take the SAT or ACT again? The answer to this question has everything to do with the colleges on your list. If you're applying in-state and your current numbers are within the range of what your particular colleges usually accept, then you're probably done. File your applications early, do them well, and then just wait to be accepted. If your college has an honors college, and that's something that you're interested in, well, sometimes they require higher test scores than the admission office does for acceptance into the university. Check with the honors department to see what's required and what's recommended. If your numbers are shy of reaching those levels, well, you should plan to take the SAT or ACT again. If your test scores are good enough to likely get you into the colleges you've selected, take a look at what thresholds are required to qualify for their merit scholarships. A difference in one ACT point or just a few extra points on the SAT could bump you up to an entirely different level and save you between $4,000 and $6,000 each year on your college bill. Most of these merit scholarships are also renewable all 4 years your kids are in school, so spending some extra time and money prepping to reach that next level could provide a huge return on your investment. Finally, if you're looking at top-tier colleges and universities, like Ivy Leagues for instance, every little bit of extra sizzle that you can add to your application will help. They're used to seeing strong test scores, so naturally you'll need similar numbers even just to stay in the running with the competition. The general rule of thumb for your test scores with these colleges, and really with any college, is the higher the better. Adding extra points, especially at the higher levels, exponentially increases your chances of getting noticed and awarded tens of thousands of dollars in free money to make college more affordable. Give it your best shot knowing that you have nothing to lose by trying, and possibly something very positive to gain if you hit your goals. And here's one more thing. Understand that no matter how good your test scores are, they will not completely erase a poor GPA or other negative items in your application. You still need good recommendations, a clean personal and academic track record, good activities, and a history of spending your free time wisely and productively to help ensure you get accepted. If the GPA is good, but not great, a college can sometimes weigh a super high test score disproportionately higher so that it helps offset a less than ideal GPA. This is most commonly done where there was some issue in high school that caused grades to slide temporarily. And it's pretty common to see a student struggle in any given year. So if that's happened in your situation, don't worry about it. Simply explain those circumstances in your application and show how it was just a one-time thing. Hopefully the colleges will see your students' true potential reflected in their exceptional test score and in their ability to overcome a challenge. Demonstrate to them that he has what it takes in every other area of his life, and maybe they'll still give him a chance to show his stuff. I'll be sharing more about SAT and ACT strategies in a future podcast, but take these ideas and use them to your advantage as you're mapping out your testing game plan. In all my years of working with families, I've never heard anyone say they regretted the steps they took to boost their students' test scores. Just make sure that there's a clear benefit to investing the extra time and money before you try again. I hope you've enjoyed and benefited from today's show. If you like what you've heard, please give us a good rating wherever you get your podcasts and share us with your friends. Also, if you have any specific questions or comments about anything we've covered today, email those questions to podcast@mycollegeplanners.com. You can also visit our website at mycollegeplanners.com to get personalized recommendations on how to make college more affordable and learn how working with a college planning specialist can improve your life. Thanks again for listening today. I look forward to seeing you again soon.